can choose to take notes on regular line paper if you want to on these cases, but I'm going to encourage you to use these if you want. I'll hand them out. They're basically sheets that give you a space to take notes on each of the parts of the case, and it reminds you of what the star question is at the top. So just so that, to put us in context, all of these court cases are going to help us address the third star question of the unit. Okay? So as you see, that third star question is in one of your assignment sheets, but it's also on these notes sheets as well. So again, you can take your notes wherever you want. If you want to use these papers, great. It might keep you organized, and you can use them on the quiz. So the whole idea is that once all these court cases are over, you're going to have an open notes quiz on the basic, what happened in each of these cases and what was the major decision made, the logic behind the decision, and then the major precedent that was established by these cases. Do we know what the word precedent means?
No. Decision?
It's kind of like the new norm that's established. So if we're talking about all of these court cases are affecting how our country defines our legal civil rights, a precedent is like, what's the new normal? What is the new thing that is now the acceptable understanding and definition of the civil rights that all citizens are entitled to? Does that sort of make a little bit of sense? So we want to be really clear about not just who won, but what is the new precedent being set in the aftermath speeches? Okay, so any questions on that part so far on how this is working? All right, so take a second, look at this star question number 3. Read it to yourselves for a second.
Wait, where's the star question?
On the sheet right there.
Is it on the back?
Should be on the back, yeah.
Oh, the star.
How does this connect to the star question?
Yep.
It's not where you say over the
10 years? 20 years?
Oh, sorry, it says 60 years. My whole country messed up. Of the past 60 years. We're starting with Brown versus Board of Education in 1954, but there is going to be one court case from 1942 that we're going to have next. Okay, does the star question make sense? What doesn't make sense about the star question?
It says when it comes to the following rights, what rights?
On the front, you'll see the list of the little check boxes. I put them there so that you can sort of check off with each case which rights were the issue in that particular court case. So basically, you've got the freedom of expression, all of the rights that are connected to the rights of somebody who's accused of a crime, equal protection, which we talked about last week, right to privacy, which is going to be argued under the 9th Amendment, although that's a tricky argument, and then states' rights, which is a little bit complicated because it's like one part of government arguing that they have authority instead of the federal government, so state government versus federal government. Okay, and then the ultimate thing is when is it that in a democracy the majority can truly choose what they want to do, and when does an individual person get to say, no, the majority cannot do that? Right? Is this making any sense? So really what these cases, most of them come down to is, bless you,
Thank you.
can the majority, in the form of, bless you, the elected government do what they want or not? So you've got the federal government doing things that it wants, you may have state governments doing things that it wants, and then people who work on behalf of state governments. So those would be leaders of public schools, those might be police officials, and they might be people who are simply carrying out or following state laws. Okay, is this making any sense? Y'all with me on this one? I'm getting a lot of dazed looks. Is it so clear that I should stop talking about it? Or is it still confusing?
It's still.
You gotta give me a question though. What's still confusing?
Okay, well, here. So, if we understand how the arguments are on all of these, we can answer the star questions.
That's the theory, yes.
Okay.
So in other words, really what this is coming down to is, over the past 60 years, we've had lots of debates over when an individual has a right to say, no, you cannot enforce that law because it violates my rights. And so the court has looked at all these issues and it said sometimes, yes, an individual, you get that right. Government schools, police, you cannot carry out that law or carry out that action. And sometimes they've said, actually, no, that's too far. Individuals, you don't get that right. The government has the right to do what it thinks is good based on the will of the majority. Is that sort of making sense? So what you're trying to figure out is how has the court found that appropriate balance, or their opinion of appropriate balance, how they found that balance, and what are the major issues that are causing that kind of controversy over finding that balance. We good? Make sense?
Is that the star question?
That's the star question, exactly. All right, yes ma'am.
So are the issues these court cases, or what goes on in the court
The
cases?
court cases all connect to these major 5 issues.
Okay.
So what you want to do is with each court case figure out which issue this court case in particular is relating to.
Will we get one of these per?
I will have enough of these to hand out for each of the court cases if you want them. Yeah.
Uh,
All right, we good?
yes.
Feel confident that we know what we're doing now?
Yes.